All right, Raider Nation, just for you, I'm wearing the number 4 jersey in honor of the quarterback that should be starting and playing for our Las Vegas Raiders. I hope I pissed some of you off. You guys told me I could never wear this jersey again, but we do have a number 4 on our team, and many people believe he should have played in the embarrassment that was the game yesterday. We're going to talk about it on today's show. I hope you guys like my set. I literally put in work to get you guys a video. I wanted to go live and discuss and talk about everything that I saw, how I'm feeling. I wanted to go through therapy with you guys. But I'll be honest with you, I have some health problems, and this Raiders team, basically any Raiders team, does not help. So, I'm going to sit here for 20 to 30 minutes, try to calm down and relax, but I'm going to speak the truth to you, Raider Nation. Some of you guys think I speak the truth already, and I appreciate you. Some of y'all think I'm just a conspiracy theorist or a hater of everything. You may be right. But you know, a clock is always right. A broken clock is always right twice a day. Well, I'm a little bit better than a broken clock. That being said, hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member of this channel for a few bucks a month. It does help buy me tacos. And if you guys would like to super chat or buy stickers or donate during this video, those options are available. I do have some personal merchandise in the store linked below, and I do have donation centers set up if you are feeling gracious at this time of year for a fellow Raider who is hurting. I am not one to gloat, but I should. I told you so. I'm not here to do that, though. I'm not here to gloat. I'm actually here because if you're a real Raider, you're a veteran Raider, you've been through many iterations of the Matrix that is the Raiders. Whether it be the Al Davis years, the Mark Davis years, and I could break that down into head coaches, but I'm not going to. Let's get to the meat of the situation. What is the narrative coming out of this week? Well, for people that are fans or friends of this channel, I explained the classic trap game. It's like a conspiracy theorist. We need to get information in order to know what's happening. And the news and all that claim information from alternate people or platforms or whatever is disinformation because it goes against their information. So their information is supposedly the real information while they make mistakes. But our information is misinformation. Well, I gave y'all information and I explained how it was a trap game. Many people said, hey, I feel you, I understand it, I see it. Many people are like, well, he at least still predicted a Raider victory. Well, if you guys are fans or friends of this channel, every time I predict a close game, that's because I believe the Raiders might not win it. But I predict a Raider victory because we got to excite the fan base any way we can. And I'm sorry, the NFL script said the Raiders won versus the Bears. And the chaos would start the following week. But scripts have been updated. I got the script today. If I would have had it the other day, I would have explained to you guys what's going on. But nope. I at least had the foresight to title my video, Max Crosby versus Josh McDaniels. Brian Hoyer starts the chaos. I was a week premature. I pre-spermed. Let's talk about the truth in front of your eyes. Raider Nation, the narrative is, like I said, fire Josh McDaniels. The truth has come out. Week to week to week, we see what he is, who he is, and again, if they show you who they are, a snake, a liar, non-transparent, a non-leader, a non-good coach, believe them. Now, all these people want to go into storylines of the game. I do it as well. But Davante Adams, speaking the truth, was labeled a diva. Davante Adams was labeled a selfish wide receiver that just wants to get the ball. Then the narrative from the news media came, whenever the Raiders target Davante Adams, they lose. Whenever they don't target him and they target Jacoby, they win. That was the media spin. A lot of you friends or fans fall into that trap. Nobody wants to see the truth that's in front of them. The NFL is scripted. The NFL is a conspiracy. Why? I'm just going to give you guys some proof before we go into the official game. Taylor Swift started dating Travis Kelce. Who got them together? Aaron Andrews, a football reporter from the sidelines and from like ESPN and all that. Apparently, she hooked them up. Now, Taylor Swift became popular, sold tickets to girls and people that were not really associating with football. We all know the story, so I don't have to get into it. But we do have teams in the NFL that are struggling with those fan bases and struggling with any fan base. Chargers, chokers. And what had happened was, after the Taylor Swift frenzy, the NFL realized they need to get more women involved. So we had it was either a Sunday night, Thursday night, or a Monday night game versus the Chargers, where in the middle of that night, they showed this Asian mother, and they kept going back to her, and back to her, and back to her. And she became the talk of women, for mothers and everything, to enjoy football. She was on every talk show the next day. Every talk show. Pat McAfee, ESPN. She was on fantasy football TV shows for NFL Network, saying, start this player, sit this player in fantasy football, with her little That is called propaganda. Pat McAfee and all them were brainwashed. I like this lady. She's real. She's awesome. She's this. She's that. Then pictures from the internet arose that she was wearing Viking gear. So she's a Viking and Charger fan, and she admitted that when she was sold as a Charger fan. Then they said her children play for the Vikings on a little league team or something. So that's on a, Pee Wee League. So that's why she wore Vikings gear. Okay. First off, she's a housewife, she admitted it, a stay-at-home mom. How did she get a wristband that said VIP in a booth with a camera? Where did she get all the money? Does she go there every week? Again, these are questions that prove something happened. But that was the NFL's propaganda. Now the NFL's propaganda was against the Raiders and Gruden and Mark Davis. Mark was forced to fire John Gruden. Whether you like him or you don't, he clearly was on the upswing of building the Raiders into a winner. He clearly was. Albeit slow. When he left the team, Rich Bisaccia took over, we went to the playoffs. We were a playoff team. Those are the facts of the situation. But the NFL took that away. They coerced Mark Davis into fear to fire Gruden per cancel culture. This is the NFL's way of making the Raiders in our rivalry controlling us. And they are doing a good job. I don't see a future, even though Murph and other people say Mark Davis will never not be the owner of the team because of his mother or his shares, and he'll never give up the team or whatever. Well, that may be the case. But here's what to Murph and anybody else that think that. The NFL is coming after the Raiders. They're a $6 billion team. They are coming after the Raiders slowly but surely through propaganda, media, cancel culture, whatever it takes to make us losers, to make us hate our own franchise and our own owners, albeit they are making bonehead decisions. But all these bonehead decisions are being forced at the hand of the NFL. Fire John Gruden, take vaccines in the stadium, hire Josh McDaniels. We are a sad state of an NFL franchise. Let that sink in. We are a sad state of an NFL franchise. But we're all still rooting them on, yelling at them, fighting them. And I wish that Mark Davis had any cojones to fight the NFL, go against the grain like his father did. But this is a $6 billion business, and he knows he can lose it at the drop of a dime because he doesn't know what he's doing. What is the future for the Raiders? I'll explain that at the end. But now I've talked for like 15 minutes about the state of the franchise and conspiracies and what is really happening behind the scenes. And that's what you need to know about our coach. Everybody wants to fire McDaniels. Everybody wants to get rid of him. And I understand that. We shouldn't have had him in the first place. But that being said, why does everybody want to get rid of him? Well, because he's a bad this, he's a bad that, he sucks at game planning, he sucks at game management. Yes, those are all facts. And the problem with that is, for many weeks, people didn't want to believe it. They wanted to have the passion, the excitement for this team. They wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but all doubt is gone on Josh McDaniels. Here's another conspiracy that we found out before the game. A lot of us want him fired, want him to go back to the Patriots, thinking he'll be the next head coach because Belichick is losing. Well, before the game that Belichick beat versus the Lions, it came out that Belichick and the Patriots in the offseason signed a new contract extension. But that information was not given till that day by Adam Schefter or the sports media until that morning, that they had a new extension of a contract for Bill Belichick to be the coach. But they did it in the offseason. Why wasn't that information given before that? Well, because he needed to get his 300th victory as a coach for the Patriots. The Raiders needed to lose in chaos, where now Josh McDaniels will not be the next head coach in the next 3 to 5 years of the Patriots. But if he is fired at the end of the season and whatever may take place, he can still go back to the Patriots under Bill Belichick as the offensive coordinator. And then a little bit of information that is not well known. Adam Schefter reported, "Don't worry, Raider Nation, Davante Adams will not be traded before October 31st deadline." For people that were wondering, is what he tweeted. Davante Adams will not be traded, for people that are worrying about it. Why does that information come out? Majority of Raider fans didn't even think he was being traded, but Adam Schefter had to report that out. Then in Davante Adams' post-game press conference, he was asked a question. I don't have it here. I can't show it to you guys. You can find it on the interwebs. But he was asked a question about, does he always want to win? And literally he said, yeah, if I'm here, I'm always going to want to win and score and be great. The key words in that phrase were, if I'm here. If I'm here, of course I want to win. He didn't say, wherever I'm at, I want to win. He said, if I'm here. What is happening in the background that we're not reiterating? Is it all speculation because of his post-game press conference, or lack thereof, last week, when he mentioned he wants greatness and not wins? Are the trade rumors going to heat up? Is this the chaos I've been explaining? Pretty interesting, Raider Nation. Now, let's just quickly talk about the game, because this video is already becoming too long. Appreciate you guys for sticking through it, allowing me to talk. You guys are my therapy. I love you. Appreciate you. God bless you. Davante Adams dropped the ball. Everybody wants to blame him. Oh, man, if he would have caught that ball, we would have been in the game. It would have been 21-10. In the fourth quarter, it would have been 21-10. Davante didn't lose us that game. Marcus Peters, part of the Marcus Absent brothers, didn't even want to tackle a player 4 yards. Deontay Foreman, go ahead. Ole! Go ahead. I don't want to put my body on the line to stop you when we already know you're going to score. I don't want to put my body on the line and tackle you. Just go ahead. Ole! Marcus Peters, a couple of weeks back, somebody made a video, a challenge called The Plunge, the Raider Fire McDaniels Plunge. Marcus Peters liked that. Hey, my flag just fell. That's not a good omen for the Raiders. Sorry, guys. fact of life. Marcus Peters liked that plunge post that said, "Fire McDaniels, plunge." Marcus Peters liked it. And then this week, he didn't tackle players, just let them run into the end zone. He has lost the locker. Marcus Peters is no longer playing for his head coach. He has lost the locker room. Not everybody, but the past 3 or 4 weeks, also into last year, player by player, a little bit, the infection goes further and further and further. Now, we can sit here and nitpick, oh, blame Davante Adams for dropping the ball. Blame Brian Hoyer, this and this and that. Blame the defensive line. Blame the cornerback. Blame the injury on Divine Diablo. Blame whoever else. Josh Jacobs. Blame Colton Miller. Blame Greg Van Rotten, which he's, in my opinion, playing rotten. Everybody wants to blame down here. It all starts at the top, albeit with the decision from the NFL to force Mark Davis to fire Gruden, hire McDaniels, blah, blah, so on and so forth. But here, let me just summarize this because my brain is all over the place. Josh McDaniels is not a good offensive coordinator. Nope. We know he's not a good head coach, but he's not a good offensive coordinator. He is a narcissist, and he believes his own headlines because he won with Brady. Then on the few occasions where he had to have a player play for Brady, they played decent. Then when he got a rookie quarterback in Mac Jones, he played decent. But McDaniels has a history through Denver. McDaniels has a history through everywhere. And you guys, I presented a documentary on Twitter, @MikeyRaider. Links down below that explain his history. And the history is being rewritten. That's the true tale of life. Now, when it comes to this game that I told everybody was a trap game, and we're coming off a win streak, who played as the better team? The 1-5 Bears did. And the storyline, like I said, from the media, hence why I knew it was a trap game, was Tyler Badgett, this Division II quarterback, undrafted, getting all the media reports from the NFL and everything. They did articles about him. They always want to present the next great white hope, the next possible Tom Brady. That's what sells in the media. And they had an opportunity because it was scripted for the Raiders to lose. So that's why they knew to do the storylines on Tyler Badgett more this week than on anybody else. It'll get the headlines. But here's what the team did to win that game. What a good head coach does. They want to say the head coach for the Bears sucks. They're 1-5, blah, 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 so on and so forth, coming into this game. Well, their head coaching staff realized we don't have Justin Fields, our athletic quarterback. We now got a semi-stationary quarterback in Tyler Badgett, who can run on occasion. We have to, within this week before we play the Raiders, we have to change up our entire offensive strategy to fit him. and to fit a practice squad player in D'Onta Foreman. So they changed up their entire philosophy and created a game plan for Tyler Badgett to be successful as a rookie quarterback with all eyes watching. They changed it up, they did a few different things, and they made a game plan to hopefully make Tyler Badgett have a simple, relaxed game, not a lot of pressure, and he can progress in the NFL, little by little by little. Now, in summary, Josh McDaniels does not do any of that. That is where the problem lies. Josh McDaniels is a flip-flop, flippity-flop. I don't know what I'm doing. If I only had a brain. We've explained the clues before. Weeks ago, he played for an injured Jimmy Garoppolo in the Charger game, full of the media and attention in LA. He played Aiden O'Connell. Then he made a stink at basically calling out that player in the game, making him look bad, trying to find an excuse. Publicly, I want you all to watch me yelling at Derek Carr. I want you to watch me yelling at Jimmy Garoppolo. I want you to watch me yelling at Aiden O'Connell on the bench. I want you to watch me yelling at Brian Hoyer. So publicly, probably Brian Hoyer did something wrong. Probably Aiden O'Connell did something wrong. Probably Jimmy Garoppolo did something wrong. Probably Derek Carr did something wrong. Now, that same idiotic feeling that Josh McDaniels does publicly to denounce his players, to bring attention off of his mistakes, I'll be honest, this quarterback is doing it with the New Orleans Saints. Yes, the wide receivers messed up at certain times and they ran the wrong route and it affected Derek Carr's throw. But in general, Derek Carr is doing the same motions publicly to try to look like he's not to blame for leadership. Derek Carr was a leader before Josh McDaniels came to the team. Whether we won or not, that's not what I'm here to debate. Derek Carr had a heart. He had the locker room. He was able to get the men together. Then, again, all the right narratives came to fruition. We went to the playoffs and we lost. The only thing that changed was Josh McDaniels. Then we got a crying Derek Carr, losing his passion, losing his love, losing his heart, being traded. Now other players are losing their heart. And now Derek Carr doesn't even know how to win correctly. He doesn't even know how to find whatever he lost under Josh McDaniels. Now, because now the public pressure, the media, the fans, everybody is on his case, and he doesn't know how to get it back. I would still, to this day, at this very moment, rather have Derek Carr as our quarterback than anybody we have. I wish it wasn't under Josh McDaniels, but I would still rather have Derek Carr as our quarterback. Even though he's looking even trashier with the Saints at the moment, he is still a better option at quarterback for the team we have now. Now I hope it could be AOC. He should have been given the opportunity to play in this game. He should have been. But McDaniels is bowing to pressure and started AOC instead of Brian Hoyer 3-4 weeks ago. And now this week, It's not the preseason. It's not the preseason. I have to play the quarterbacks that gives us the best chance to win. If you could only coach up AOC or even Brian Hoyer like the Bears coach did, we would win some games. If you would change your offensive strategy. They made Tyler Badgett look better than a 14-year veteran. They made Tyler Badgett look better than Jimmy Garoppolo has done all year with this team. They made Tyler Badgett look better than Derek Carr of last year. They made Tyler Badgett look better than Aiden O'Connell of this year. Their coaching staffs made Tyler Badgett better. Again, it wasn't the game of his life. It wasn't anything. It's like 160 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But he looked poised, he looked confident, and he had the coaching staff behind him. Now, that is the difference between Garoppolo, Hoyer, O'Connell, and Carr. Josh McDaniels will not change anything, will not try to make these players happy. Any mistake they make, according to Josh McDaniels, needs to be publicly spectacled. They need to be called out, and they need to learn discipline. Well, that can be done in the Patriot way from Bill Belichick. He is a proven winner, even especially with Tom Brady. That respect comes. But Josh McDaniels, from the moment he became a Raider coach, he lied. Let's give these players contracts, but let's put outs in them. You know, publicly I'm going to show that I want Derek Carr as my quarterback, but then underneath the covers I'm going to put in, you know, contract situations where we can get rid of him in a year or this or that. I'm going to use Derek Carr, bring in Davante Adams. Davante Adams was mad last year. People were saying it's because of Derek Carr's not getting him the ball. Well, Derek Carr said on many occasions, I only throw the ball where the coach tells me to. That's a dig at the game plan. I do what the coach tells me to. So the game plan from Coach McDaniels, even with Garoppolo, even with Hoyer, even with O'Connell, is do as I tell you instead of working with them. I've been talking for 30 minutes about this, and we all know the truth. The proof is out there. Josh McDaniels lost this team last year. There were a few carryovers, but now they're gone as well. Did you watch Max Crosby on the defense of that game? They lined him and Tyree Wilson like 10 yards between each other so they can get the speed to hopefully get the power and the speed to knock their players over to get a sack on a Tyler Badgett. Instead of putting the defensive edge rushers closer into the middle of the field, they wanted Tyler Badgett to have people coming from everywhere. But without a defensive tackle, that ain't going to happen. With a bad Tyree Wilson that has no skills, that ain't going to happen. The right pick was Jalen Carter. I don't know if the Raiders had a hand in it because of controversy, because of drinking, or whatever happened, because of the Henry Ruggs situation and blah, blah, blah. But it's just, it's sad. Guys, my brain is going wild. So I'm going to have to end this video here, because I don't know what I'm saying. I'm all over the place. I have too many thoughts in my head of the truth and the reality of our Raiders. And if I could offer any advice to the fan that wrote, "We deserve better, you're right." And I want to tell everybody to stop supporting the Raiders and making these decisions. You know, stop buying the jerseys, stop, buying the merchandise. But it's a culture. It's a culture that we understand. And we're never going to stop doing that. But if you still want to F with the Raiders a little bit and the NFL, like Al Davis would have, buy the Chinese jerseys. Shit. Davante Adams knows the Raider culture. And the Raider culture is built for greatness. It's supposed to be built to dominate. Like Murph wrote in one of his Al Davis quotes, he said, "I don't want to take what they give me," or something. I want to demolish them, or something like that. In the Patriot way, whatever the hell Josh McDaniels is trying to do is not our way. So the only way to get back everything that we've lost is for Mark Davis and everybody to take a step back and realize what culture we are and start listening to the fans. We lost the Raider way when they moved out of Oakland. Then we created a new culture in LA on top of the Oakland culture. Then LA lost its culture when it went back to Oakland, but then it became the Oakland culture again. Now we got a new culture in Vegas, but this is a culture of losing even worse. This is a culture of making money, entertainment, lies, deceit, and it's no longer about winning. It's about staying relevant in the news. It's about clicks, videos, jersey sales, merchandise, controversy. Money is the bottom line. But if people believe that Mark Davis wants to win and he's just making mistakes, well, he's got to cut the Band-Aid off. He's got to take the money hit. He's got to fire McDaniels as soon as possible. I don't care. Well, who are you going to replace him with, Mikey? I don't give a damn. Replace him with the water boy that's been with the Raiders for 20 years. The equipment manager. Somebody that actually knows the Raider culture. Well, he's not a coach. He's never been a coach. Who cares? Didn't Jeff Saturday beat us that way with heart and culture, at least for one damn week? This man has lost the locker room. He is done. He has been gutted. He has been exposed. He has been outed. He has nothing. No leadership, no game management, no game subsidies. He doesn't know how to coach players and all that. People are now saying, tank, Mikey Raider. Let's tank. We're 3-4. We can lose almost all the games and still be 3-15 or whatever it is. And we'll be in the top 5 of drafting, at least the top 4. Well, there's teams that haven't won a game so far. And they would have to need to win 2 or 3 games for us to be tied with them. Even if we lost all the games at this point and we tank for Caleb Williams or Drake Moy or May or whatever these quarterbacks' names are, we probably ain't going to get them unless we're in the top 3 or 4 spots. Then we need draft capital. to move up a spot or 2 or 3 in the draft to get these quarterbacks. Now, people think that's the answer. No, that's just excitement for another rookie quarterback, while we have one on our team now. So, if we are going to go the tanking route, which will not be taken, because we're only 3-4, but they're going to play Brian Hoyer. They're going to play Brian Hoyer until whenever Garoppolo is out. They're going to play Brian Hoyer, but they're going to play Jimmy Garoppolo until the final 3 or 4 games. If we're losing a lot, then they're going to test out Aiden O'Connell. That has been the ploy with McDaniels, with Derek Carr, and the other quarterback, Jared Stidham. That has been the ploy all year, and whatever. But if we do tank, and we get a top 3 draft pick, or a top 4, or whatever the case may be, what in your mind tells you that with McDaniels as our coach, and everything he has showed to us, how he cannot change anything from his Denver days, his flaky days with the Colts, his Patriot days where he had Tom Brady, the best quarterback that held McDaniels in check. What would McDaniels do with a Caleb Williams, with a Drake Moy? He's already doing it with AOC. We will not win with McDaniels as our head coach. That's just the honest truth. So Mark Davis and everybody, Hondo Carpenter, all you fucking morons, start saying fire McDaniels. Start it. He deserves it. It will be done. He will land on his feet. He will go back to the Patriots in some form or fashion under Bill Belichick, and he will have a career after making $40 or something million from the Raiders. Pull the Band-Aid off. Get it done. Gruden is available. He was working with the Saints. Mark Davis, bring that MFer back. Do it. Trade for Rich Bisaccia to bring back the heart on this team. It's simple. Make the ball boy your coach. We can't do that in the middle of the season, Mikey. Why the heck not? It's unprecedented. Yeah, so is Jeff Saturday winning a game. So is Josh McDaniels gutting this team and tearing out the heart and replacing blood with snake oil. I would rather lose every game. I would rather trade every player to get capital. Tear it all up right now, before next season. But most importantly, fire the damn coach. You're ruining Max Crosby. You're ruining Davante Adams. You ruined our former quarterback, albeit some would say he was already ruined. But you ruined him further. We are a worse offense ever since Josh McDaniels took on this team. Under Derek Carr, our quarterback had 5,000 yards maybe, like 14 interceptions, like 25 or 27, 6 touchdowns, whatever it might have been. And we only won 6 games. But we were a better offense with those players in the locker room than anything McDaniel is giving us with his guys. He brought in all his Patriots. He drafted the players he wanted to for 2 years now. And ain't none of them working out. All the decisions are wrong. They're bad. And I'm freaking tired of it. And so are you guys. And that's why I applaud you. Even the fans that were being excited for McDaniels, they're now wearing the bag like Murph did that said, fire Josh McDaniels, fire Patrick Graham. Heck, fire McDaniels, make Patrick Graham the head coach. The defense played okay. Even Chandler Jones spoke for Patrick Graham. I want that Ivy League N-word. He'd be a better coach than Mick Cokehead. All right, guys, I've spoken too long. My brain is going everywhere. I do want to let you guys know that this coming Friday, I will be going live, and I will be trying to talk to you guys this coming Friday night on a Raider Football Talk Live, where you guys will be the guest. So become a member of this channel, and I will post the link to become a guest on that Friday night show at 7 p.m. my time. I will post the link to join the live stream if you become a member. And I will also be going live for the Lions-Raider game on Monday Night Football. And I'm probably going to drink some Miller High Lifes and eat some chicken legs or some meatballs or whatever I got available. But I will be asking for super chats so I can have a fun experience with you guys. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to lose versus the Lions. I mean, the Patriots won a game. They beat the Bills. They beat the Bills. We couldn't do that. And the Lions lost in a heartbreaker, so now they're motivated, even more motivated, and they are a good-looking team. They just had a flub. But we seem to having flubs every week. Even in games we win, we have flubs. That being said, we're averaging still 15.5 or 16 points a game. We're still giving up 22 points a game, 23 points a game on defense. It's not a recipe for a good meal. Who do you want to be your quarterback? I still want Garoppolo to be our quarterback. I wish they could all put it together, but they can't. It can't be done. If we're tanking, play Aiden O'Connell. But Josh McDaniels will always stand by his pride and play Brian Hoyer, or he'll flip-flop to peer pressure and then play Aiden O'Connell. He can't make a solid decision and stand by it. It's ridiculous. The last thing I'm going to mention before I get out of here, because my brain is going wild, was if you could take anything from the game, it was on that fourth quarter series where I believe the score was 21 or 22. I think it was 21. I believe it was 20. It might be 20-3, or it might have been 21-3. But we were inside the goal line, right? We were like at the 18, or maybe the 15, or something like that. We were already in field goal range. And a field goal will bring you down to a 14 or 15 or 16 point game where you're still in it with 2 possessions if you kick a field goal there. It was 4th down from the 15. It was 4th and 4. McDaniel says, you know what? Even though a field goal will make us down by 14 or 15, a 2-possession game, we still got the whole 4th quarter. You know, I can go for a field goal here, make the game 20-6 or 21-6 or whatever it was, and it's still a 2-possession game. But on 4th and 4, from the 15 or 16, he says, I'm going for it. Let's get that first down. Let's get that first down. Then he throws an outlet to DAVANTE Adams, 4 or 5 yards, and he gets the first down. Woo! He had heart. He believed in his offense on 4th and 4 when he could have kicked a field goal and been down by 2 possessions. But no, he went with the excitement, the game flow, and he made a decision. I don't care if we don't get this. I believe in our team. We're going to get this first down. I'm going to throw it to my guy. Davante Adams, we got the first down. Now we're at the 10-yard line, 11-yard line, whatever it may be. First and goal. Well, I don't need to tell you what happened. Long story short, on third down, Davante Adams drops the ball. Now it's fourth down and goal. Inside the 10. And what does McDaniels do? I'm going to kick a field goal. I'm going to make the game 21-6 or 20-6. Yeah. I don't believe in this offense. I mean, I want the whole world to know that Davante dropped that ball. And that he's the reason we might lose the game. So instead of going for it, believing in my offense like I did 3 plays earlier in the 15-yard line, I'm going to leave the whole world knowing that Davante dropped the ball, and now I'm going to kick a field goal, and that's what everybody's going to talk about. And we're still technically going to be in the game by 14 points or 15 points or whatever it is. Instead of believing in his damn team, calling a timeout, doing whatever you got to do, get into that huddle, we're going to fucking score. Davante, you ain't going to drop that shit again. It's coming back to you. Get the fuck open. That's what our coach should have said. We're going to win this fucking game. But no, he shows no excitement, no poise, no belief. And he just gives up. Kick a field goal. That's what a coach needs to do. We technically need to stay in the game in the fourth quarter. I don't care about momentum. But yet 2 plays earlier, we got the momentum. It's 4th and 4. Let's go for it. Let's throw the ball to Davante. Then as soon as Davante drops the ball, fuck you, see? That's how Davante is. I don't have no faith in anybody. Josh Jacobs can't run. We can't block. Let's just kick the fucking field goal. I give up. It's moments like that that if Josh McDaniels would call and make and bring his team together, even if we failed to get the touchdown, it's moments like that of leadership that can, week to week to week, make your players like you, start to understand you, start to trust you, and start to believe in you. Even if we failed, they would have loved that decision, and they would have loved to see the fire in his eyes and the belief in his team right after a bad drop ball by Davante Adams. And he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. He has lost this team, and it's only going to get worse from here. I'm Mikey Raider. Thanks for chiming in for this entire hour. And if you're still here till the end, in the bottom of the chat room or in the chat room, I want you to write, damn right, F them all. Damn right, F them all. Or if you want to play a trick on people, I don't care which one you do. Right, that's a very bad cut, Mikey. I hope you don't bleed out. That's a very bad cut, Mikey. I hope you don't bleed out. Somebody will read that. What? And they'll try to find it in the video. Where did he cut himself? What happened? So either one, guys. I love you all. God bless. Thank you guys for listening to me rant for an hour. I appreciate it. I really do. Stay happy. Sorry, I can barely walk sometimes. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. And I love you guys.